Just 1 minute, devotees. I'll start. Hare Krishna. So we can start now. As I chant the prayer, if you like, you can also do. It's very good for you because it's morning and we start our day by calling out the names of Lord so seriously. I love this prayer. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiret Nashprayasva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhakti Bhavati Nastiki. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta राधा कांता नमस्ते तप्त कंचना गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुत देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वंश कल्पातरुहेश कृपा सिंधु पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी प्रसाद देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिव साधु गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नाम संकीर्तन की जय हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य हे दिव्यांग जय बहुपाद की जय 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 श्री श्री लॉर्ड ब्रह्मा एंड ही सुप्रीम पर्सनालिटी ऑफ गॉड एट संवाद की जय संबल भक्तविंद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव विंद की जय हरे कृष्णा chapter 9. Now Lord Brahma is seeing Supreme Lord in front of him and he is offering his prayer. So this is extremely powerful chapter. Each and every verse of this chapter is very important for us to know because who we are, what type of teaching do we follow. Anybody know what is name of our sampradaya? Can somebody say the name of our sampradaya? Which sampradaya we follow?
Gauriya
Where is
Mat
the,
Pradaya.
Brahma Gaur.
yeah, this is the one. Brahmada Gaura Sampradaya. Okay. So we have to remember this is the painting. This is name of all the acharyas, great personalities. You can see Prabhupada is all the way down here. So we follow Brahmada Gaura Sampradaya teaching. I wanted to emphasize that. That means most of the belief and actions that we perform is coming from Lord Brahma. Because he is the source. Lord Brahma received this teaching from Lord himself. So this is very bona fide path, very disciple successful. So you and I should try to sync our life as much as possible with this teaching. And that is why the way we act, the way we aspire to act, or the way we want to be, it's all because our goal is to sync as much as we can with teaching that Lord Brahma gave to us. So this chapter basically has two major sections, only two sections. The first section is that Lord Brahma is praying the Lord because now he's in front of Supreme Lord. So he's putting his prayers forward. Very important, extremely important verses and discussion. And then after that, Lord himself answers Lord Brahma's questions. He empowers Lord Brahma. So any learning that we have here in this chapter is how we also get nourishment or support in our devotional service. One of the things that I would like to share up front, that these are the teaching that has changed our life. Now, if I act in a certain way or you are acting in a certain way, or any advanced devotee is acting in a certain way, His Holiness Prabhupada Swami Maharaj is acting in a certain way, my Guru Maharaj is acting in a certain way, Srila Prabhupada acted in a certain way, Bhakti Siddhanta Swami Maharaj, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Baldev Vidyabhushan, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, all of these great Acharya, they acted in a certain way because they wanted to align with the teaching that Lord Brahma is giving here. It's very important for us to understand what they are exactly talking about, what Lord Brahma is talking to the Lord Himself. That's what our mood should be, and that's how we try to aspire in our life. Before I get into this discussion technically, so one thing that you have to be very respectful, very, very respectful, extremely respectful, is that the amount of changes, transformation that we say, transformation that we all have made in our life, it's not weakness. No, it should not be seen as a weakness. It should not be seen as somebody's uh, somebody's weak choice or nothing else to do. So indeed, no, you all have worked very hard to be where you are, and that in one sense is achievement. Okay, you can be so many things, but you chosen to be servants of the servants of the servants of the servant. Gopi Varto Pad Kamala or Das Das Anudasa. That is the um, achievement. And that is going to be strengthened when we hear the discussions that these two personalities are doing. It's very important because you and I, in a very day to day life, practice this teaching or try to practice that teaching. So, the very first set of discussion, Lord Brahma says that I'm very thankful that you are showing your personal form. First, first he says. I'll give you the summary and then we'll get into discussion. If summary is with you, then the flow will stay. So first he says that I'm very thankful, extremely thankful. Lord Brahma is saying, Garbhodakshay Vishnu here. Please remember, this is Garbhodakshay Vishnu. I'm very thankful that I'm seeing your personal form. Our Acharya says why it's important. Personal form, why it's important? Because you have to know Brahmameti, Brahmameti, Bhagwanati Sabdate. Lord has Brahman realization, Lord has Paramatma realization, Lord has Bhagwan realization. So he says, I'm so thankful, extremely thankful that you are showing me your personal form. And then he says, object of all the knowledge is to know this personal form. Very important statement. So if we, and that's why Prabhupada says the supreme personality of Godhead. Prabhupada emphasized these personal attributes, Supreme Lord, the supreme personality of Godhead. We say that we have never heard this word. Yes, this is Prabhupada emphasis because Lord Brahma is emphasizing that, saying that object of all the knowledge. Now there are so many knowledges out there, right? Spiritual science, material science. You know, these are the two broader buckets of knowledge. The spiritual field also has so many branches, right? So many definitions and understanding of who the God is Brahman is God, Paramatma is God, Bhagwan is God, and there are people who are following this teaching because they come under one of their sampradaya. It is not wrong. We are not criticizing. We should not. Just understanding. We follow one sampradaya and we follow sampradaya. Following the sampradaya means following their mood, their teaching. So Lord Burma personally is saying that this personal form is object of all the knowledge. So everything that exists, the object of that is that we know you as a person. And he is saying, I'm very thankful. Thank you for showing me your personal form. Lord Burma says, thank you for showing me your personal form. Lord Burma emphasizes, we give the emphasis of the personal form. Our acharyas have given the emphasis on the personal form. And then he says, but I'm so sorry about the conditioned living entity. I'm so sorry about the conditioned living entity because they don't know who you are and they don't like to know you as a person. I'm so sorry. What am I saying? I'm so sorry that these living entities, although, so this is one day of Brahma. Now somebody will say, oh, there is no living entity. Yes, but Lord Brahma is supreme, devotee, right? He knows, like you and I, you and I. I'm not saying that we are supreme devotee, but we know that we are in one of the day of Lord Brahma. There was day before, there will be day after. This, Divya, Yuga, and all Dwapar, Treta, Satyug, Kalyug that we call, right? What are these? So we know, right, that scripture is teaching us that that's how it is. So Lord Brahma is aware. So he's saying that I know this meeting is going to end up you as Supreme Lord giving me some empowerment to create living being, give the form, bodies to the living entity. But I am very sorry that these living entities will be conditioned. And what they would do, they would not have traction for your personal form. But you are so kind, he says. But you are so kind. You are so kind that you have relationship with all of this living entity. Je jatamam parpadyante tam sathamya bhajamyam. Krishna says, whatever degree one surrender, according to that degree I reward. Now, Prabhupada became Acharya. Krishna empowered him. All of these great devotees, Krishna empowered him. So Krishna will do whatever we deserve accordingly. Krishna will do. So he says that you have perfect reciprocation with all of this living entity. With demigod, you are not so happy. You are very close to them. You like them, but you are not so happy. Why? Because they still have some material attachment now, demigods. How powerful these demigods are, right? People are worshipping uh, demigods. So he's saying that demigods are there, but you are not so much interested. You are okay. You are liking them. You are showing them your form and all of that. They're close to you, but you are not very happy. Why? Because they still have some material attachment. And then he says there are non-devotee. He said, Lord Brahma is saying that you don't even care for them. For non-devotee, you don't care. Why? Their care is through your Bahya Shakti, external potency. So through your external potency, Prakriti Kriya Manani Gune Karmani Sarvasva Hankar Vimudatma Kartamiti Manate. Prakriti Kriya Manani Gune Karmani. Their karma is outcome of their Gune Karmani. Sarvasa, all of that action that they are doing, they are playing with your modes of material nature. So they are dealing with your external energy. You don't give time. And then Prabhupada gives a beautiful example that there was one judge of a high court. So after office hour, people would go see him, meet him. And one day he had guests at his house, but he asked them to wait. You know this story. That I'm busy. But the guest was very inquisitive to find out what exactly he's doing, why he's busy. He found out that chief judge was playing with his grandson and he was being harsh and his grandson was riding and he was enjoying it. And he said, ask them to wait, I'm busy. They're surprised. Why he is so busy? What I mean, this business is not a really business. So Lord Burma says that for demigod you are not much concerned about. For non-devotee, you do not really care, but you are fully given yourself to your devotee. Why? Because they have nothing to do except you. They are always serving you, and you are always with your devotee. So Lord Burma emphasized devotion, and then he gives process. In verse number 15, he says, "But this is not difficult." He says, "It's not difficult. The process of bhakti," he says, "it's not difficult. I don't know why living entities are not obedient to you, why they are not trying to be devotee, because they get the best return when they become your devotee." That's what Lord Brahma is saying. And then he says that the process begins with hearing all that we do and chanting the name of Lord. Just by chanting your name, they will start purifying. And then after that, he starts requesting that I don't know source of my creation. I did tapasya, penances that we say. And the outcome of that is now I'm seeing you, I'm in front of you. And I'm sure you have some purpose. So please empower me. And that is another important theme. Lord Brahma says that I cannot create things. I cannot go much beyond what is set as my quota. Normally we say, I cannot go beyond that. So please, please, he says, empower me, give me the strength so that I can create a living entity. So he now puts the prayer. Our acharyas give very in-depth understanding of why Lord Brahma has to beg. He's Lord Brahma. He's first Purusha. Why he has to beg? So one of the outcome one of the advice, one of the teaching that comes out is Lord Brahma is not happy that he has to be in the Rajoguna because action happens when you are in Rajagun. You have to come down to act. So Lord Brahma is saying that, my dear Lord, I have to create this lower planetary system and the middle planetary system and higher planetary system. But this will put me in the mode of passion. I'll have to create the people who are going to be meat eater. They are conditioned. I have to create the people who are going to be insects. I have to create trees. I have to create the tiger. I have to create the lion. How can I do that? Knowing that these creations are not for what they are supposed to be. They're not they're not really in the right forms and features, but I have to do that. So he says that this is tough job to be creator. Lord Burma himself, is accepting that, dear devotee. It's not fun. It's very difficult to be executor. Our Shastra says that Kshatriya's duty to serve as a creator. But who is Lord Brahma? He is pure devotee. So he is saying that I have to be in the mode of passion. But your bhakti can happen when one is in Shuddha Sattva, when one is in a pure devotion. Not even goodness, Shuddha Sattva. Completely Traigunya Visaya Veda, Nastargunya Bhavarjuna. This more of action reaction teaching of generic Vedic understanding deals with this guna. But who Arjun come out of this guna? Now how we understand that? Right, very tough subject. So he says that I would like to be beyond this guna, but I have to calm down and be in mode of passion to create. I can do that for your service. I will do that, but I need your blessings. I need your mercy. If you don't help me, I'll quit. If you don't guide me, I'll quit. I'll leave. Because this is not something that I would like to do. I want to be in your service and devotional service. And as long as this is part of my devotional service, I'll do. But if you withdraw your mercy, I'll quit. So please help me. See Lord Burma. Lord Burma. Samanya, generic understanding. People cannot understand this depth of discussion with their ordinary insight that they have. See how pure devotee. This is nothing. I mean, Lord Brahma, what is the problem? You are the you have all the power. Lord Brahma saying, nope, this is not good for me. I'm coming down to do this, and I can do, he's praying, I can do only when you are with me. And then next series of verses, Krishna, Garbhodakshay Vishnu talks. So he says that go ahead, I empower you. And there are a lot of series of verses where Garbhodakshay Vishnu is giving empowerment to Lord Brahma, knowing the mood of Lord Brahma. And he's not going to misutilize anything. He says, go ahead, get into it, but do with penance and devotion. and see everything in relation to me. Lord says, that don't think that you are the uh, creator. You always do things in devotion to me, and that's how we act. Anything that we do in devotion and detachment, and we see in relations to Krishna. So he says that please go do that in relations to me. And then he says, I will have my benediction upon you. I will empower you. If you act like that, then I I'll empower you because I'm one who need to be satisfied. So your mood is right, your approach is right. Please go ahead, start creating. Lord Verma says that yes, I can take this responsibility, but I'm going to use all the resources that you have created. All I'm going to do is that assemble them together. And Lord empowers and says that go ahead, do it. So that's the discussion we are going to see in this chapter. The series of verses are going to address this flow of discussion that is happening between Lord Brahma and Garbhodakshai Vishnu. As I said, this slide is very important. I wanted to bring this up to you to make you understand that this is very, very important that we understand. We understand this teaching. It's not just one chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam that we are going to go through, but we have to understand that this is the discussion of our founder Acharya. Lord Brahma is our founder Acharya, right? And then all of these great Acharyas are following. So this is the discussion happening between our founder Acharya, and that's what uh, we follow in our day-to-day life. So in the very first verse, he says that you are the supreme knowable object. You know, one thing that everybody has to know, or whatever knowledge exists, my Lord, you are the only knowable object because there is nothing supreme beyond you. If there is anything supposed to be superior to you, then you are not absolute. Hmm. Sometimes we also see the prayers of Lord Brahma in different format. But this is here presentation by Vyasdev, how Lord Brahma is talking to Bhagavatam Vishnu. So he says, this is a very important line. My Lord, you are the only knowable object because there is nothing supreme beyond you. There is one thing that I have to know. I have to know you. And then he says, the form which I see is eternally free from the material contamination and has invented to show mercy to the devotee as a manifestation of internal potency. So Krishna's internal potency, when it manifests, which means through the process of devotional service, when we have sufficiently purified, then Krishna reveals to us. And we have discussed that in a very technical way in Nectar of Devotion, that Krishna has Antarang Sakti, and that Sakti has three branches, Shamvit, Sandhini, and Ahladini. If you remember, Shamvit, Sandhini, Sandhini, Shamvit, and Ahladini. And what devotional services does, advancement in Krishna consciousness means basically what is the advancement in a very scientific way. Somebody will say, what is the advancement? What advancement you are talking about? Is it something very vague or is there some definitions to it? So unless and until we are being asked this question, normally we don't answer, we just use the word advancement and move on. But advancement in Krishna consciousness means being aware of these three strengths, three branches of internal potency. Shamvit is Gyan potency, and Sandhini is creative potency, and Haladni is Anand potency. So when Lord Brahma says, if you be very technical on this understanding, you are the only knowable object, means the perfection of Sambit Sakti is part of the internal potency, is to know you. Okay. So through the process of devotional service, when we are fully awaken ourselves in knowing the Lord, then we are aware with his Sambit Sakti. And Nectar of Devotion does very nice teaching. It tells that these are the three potency, and then it also presents a ladder. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Anartha, and then Ruchi, then Ashakti, then Bhava, then Prema, like that. And it tells how these internal potency of Supreme Personality of Godhead reveals as you advance in your um, devotional service, which is basically all these three internal potencies are being revealed up to some extent. Not fully, unless until you come to the stage of prema. Active devotion, very clearly talks about it. And if needed, I can get into that. If you know, that's fine. If not, then please refer to chapter 15, 16, 17, 18, those four chapter where Bhava and Prema Bhakti is talked. You will see the discussion. So our Acharya says that in this lifetime, this is coming from Raghunath Goswami. He says, one should at least aspire to come to Nishtha stage. So Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, and Nishtha. This is, you have heard it, Sadhu Sangha. So Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Anartha Nivritti. Shraddha, there is some faith. The faith could be of different degree. And then uh, association of the sadhu, bhajan kriya, chanting. These three things will lead to have nishtha, firm faith. These verses are so beautiful that I can definitely keep on talking, but I have to keep myself controlled so that I can keep on moving. But since I started talking this, I just want to let you know. So nishtha stage, at least we should aspire. And what is the nishtha stage? Now your faith is firm. Okay, your faith is firm. You have firm faith in holy association of the saintly person. Who are my friends? This saintly sages are my friend. And anartha all the anarthas has completely vanquished. If we cross these three things, then now we are very much in an stage. It's compared with a sthira water, the water that does not have wave, no ripples, nothing. You are fully, fully situated. Nobody can move me around. I'm at the feet of Krishna, and that's I'll do devotional service. But these four stages that we have, Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, and Artha, it takes most of the time in devotee's life. Most of the time. Faith is not very uh, firm. Sadhu Sangha, not much faith. Bhajan Kriya, chanting is weak, not strong sadhana, we say. And then Anartha, I like him, I don't like him, I this person, that person. It's all going on. So Acharya says that most of the time you get trapped into this fourth thing. But you have to come at least to the bhava stage if you can, Prema stage, to fully know what is Samvit, Sandhani, and Hladini Sakti of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when Lord Burma is saying that you are the object of all the knowledge, it has deeper meaning, deeper meaning. But we'll have to get into that to understand why it's deeper. So we should try to basically help ourselves, help ourselves, and at least come to the stage of Nista. So these two verses talks about that. That my dear Lord, your personal form is outcome of one's perfection. So I don't know how much perfection I have done in my life, but I'm so glad that you are showing me my personal form, your personal form. And then he keeps on appreciating, keeps on appreciating. He says, I surrender unto you because I am proud of my material body and senses. So I don't know how Lord Burma can say that. He's saying this for it. I surrender unto you because I am proud of my material body and senses. But your lordship is cause of the cosmic manifestation, and yet you are untouched by the matter. Now that is another line of discussion if you try to explain that. So, in nutshell, Lord has nothing to do with this material world, and that is why, uh, if you look at the chart, Goloka chart, or the previous version of the chart, you'd see that there is Durga Shakti, there is Shiv Shakti, all of them coming into the existence, and Lord empowers them. And for Lord pleasure, Lord Shiva takes the service. And then he comes even down to Lord Brahma. He comes down to the mode of ignorance and helps with the mm, creation. But Lord personally, he is Atma Ramasya Munya, Nirgrantha Pirukrame, Kuruvanti Hetuki Bhakti, Etam Gun Mutohari. Is his goal of all the Atma Ram. Who is Atma Ram? Self-satisfied. So all of these Atma Rams are satisfying, serving Vishnu. He is beyond, these Atma Rams. So Lord Brahma appreciates this present form or any transcendental form expanded by the Supreme Personality of God, Sri Krishna, is equally auspicious for all the universe. Since you have manifested this eternal personal form upon whom your devotee meditate, I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Those who are destined to be dispatched to the path of hell neglect your personal form because of speculating on the material topic. See, this is Lord Brahma saying. So, what path Prabhupada has given, we are learning from Srila Prabhupada, right? So, what path Prabhupada has given for sure is the path that we have to follow. And he says, speculate on material topic, asat prasangaha, right? We don't want to be wasting our time associating with asat prasangaha, right? What that does, this asat prasangaha leads to naraka, says, tasmai namo bhagavate nudivate. So, sona adatro narka bhagavihir, bhagavihir asat prasanga. So, no need to do material speculation. Rather, fully try to align. Whatever we can, we'll try. But don't challenge the teaching. Sometimes, I hear when people challenge, and you have to just forgive them, because they are not exposed to these teachings like you are. You are reading day in day out, you are talking day in day out, you are preaching, so you have a better understanding. You are reading these things day in day out, you are sharing, you are realizing. So we have to forgive people, but it's expected. that people do mental speculation, and their spiritual understanding is outcome of their material intelligence. That's very common, very common. So Lord Burma is saying that not good. I'm sorry. He says it's not good. Then he talks about living entity, conditioned living entity. And what he says that first he says that people who are engaged in your devotional service through the process of hearing and receiving the aroma of the flower that is offered at your feet and always doing something devotional. For them, my dear Lord, you are never separated, never separated. So Prabhupada said that Satatam Smartaya Vishnu, Vishmartaya Najat Sut. Now, what is one thing that you have to remember? He says, summarized everything. Satatam Smartaya Vishnu. All the time, try to remember Vishnu. Vishmartaya Najat Sut. Not even a moment forgetting him. That's the perfection. That's the perfection you want to come to. So he says that your devotees are always with you. But I'm very sorry, he says. I'm very embraced, he says. Because there are people who are on different paths. And what are the paths? They are always trying to protect their wealth, body, friends they are filled with. They are part of their lamentation. They have unlawful desire and they are averse of the teaching that Shastra is presenting. They are caught up into the concept of me and mine. So they are very unsafe, Lord Burma is saying. See here, Lord Burma has really not even created. But he started talking about that. And all of these people, they are very unsafe. Yes. They are full with anxiety. So me, mine, being part of this worldly things, a verse of Krishna, don't necessarily, Sometimes we hear, oh, where is God? You all are mental people. We are hearing, what Lord Burma is saying. You can tell us whatever you want to tell, but should I hear Lord Burma or should I hear somebody else? My dear devotees, hear Lord Burma. You'll be saved. So, me and mine, oh Lord, there are people who are bereft. All of these auspicious performances, such as chanting and hearing about your transcendental activities, surely they are unfortunate and they are bereft of the good signs. Why? Because they are engaged in inauspicious activity for sense gratification. I'm just giving you the summary. So Lord Brahma is saying now how he can say he has not even created. Lord Brahma is pure devotee. He knows. My dear Lord, all of these poor creatures are constantly perplexed by hunger, thirst, severe cold, secretion and bile attacked by coughing winter, blasting summer, rains and many other disturbing elements, and overwhelmed by strong sex urges. Sex, sex urges that is indefatigable anger, anger that cannot be defeated. I take pity on them, and I am very much aggrieved for them. This, Bhakti Vinod Thakur's or Vaishnava Thakur. Dayar Sagar. There he says, that Bhakati Vinoda Ati Dina Ati Hina. He's talking about us. I'm so Deen means poor, so heen, so fallen. So Lord Brahma says here, I take pity on them. Lord Brahma is saying, you cannot deny this. You have to accept it. All of these activities, we should try to come out of it as soon as possible. And one of the very common saying people have, I remember when I was, growing up in my village, a lot of things were happening. This puja, this, it looked very spiritual environment sent from Ayodhya and Vrindavan will come. And when they come, people are fighting who will be their host. They'll stay at one person house and everybody else as a turn, they will bring the, rice and dal and, vegetables and give them for cooking. And then in the evening, he will go to the main central place of the village and everybody will come and he will talk Ramayana Katha and all of that. It was raining, nice. Everything was good. Now, when I talk to my mom, they say that very cold. We have never seen cold like that. They say very cold or drought. We have never seen. I'm 70 years old now. I have never seen drought like this. And I have never seen cold like this. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that if the Vedic sacrifices are not being performed, then these demigods are not happy. And if these demigods are not happy, then all of these calamities will come. And we are seeing that. We are seeing that. So Lord Burma is saying, I'm very sorry for uh, these personalities who are engaged in this type of action. Oh my Lord, but this material existence without factual existence for the soul has no meaning. Okay, so we should not only get entrapped with the understanding of this body, rather, so that they don't know that that there is soul. And what they do, just giving the I'm just rephrasing that, says that since they are too much attached to the bodily understanding, they go through material miseries. Prabhupada has also in many of his purport said this thing. Or acharyas have, you know, multiple times said that thing. This suffering, this misery is because um, they identify themselves with the body. Why? Because they are influenced by your Bahya Shakti. Whatever, service, devotional service we have done to Krishna, that degree we have taken the shelter of internal Shakti. It's not like that we are living in the material world, then we are candidate of the Bahya Shakti. Don't think like that. Devotees who are chanting, engage in serving Krishna, doing devotional service, they are taking the shelter of internal potency. What's driving them? They already have the relationship. So if I go through all of you, the participant here, you have a very strong relationship with Krishna. Okay, you have built your bridge now. How strong that bridge is, you know, that definitely something that we can question, but we are not fully under the shelter of Bhaya Shakti. Okay, so these miseries that are given to us, Krishna says that for purification. Krishna is vanquishing the birth after birth, karma that we have been very. Karma definitely is not the term, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, but I don't want to get into the technical detail. But just to make it clear, vanquishing. Okay, small things that happen in our life, it's just a mercy. As long as you have bridged the build, as long as you have built the bridge, you have the connection, supreme personality of Godhead. This suffering comes from Lord, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur very nicely talks about that in Bhakti Alok. He says that these sufferings are given by Lord. Why? Because he wants to quickly purify his devotee and say that he is perfect candidate. Okay, so These people, Krishna in Lord Brahma is talking, so verse number 10, he talks about that. So these non-devotees, they are engaged in the troublesome sensual leisure. And what they do for that? Extensive work. Sometimes people say, oh, how you can manage? It's not manage. We are very much showing detachment to some part of life. Some things we are definitely, if you may criticize, but some part definitely we are not showing attachment. It's not that something miracle is happening. We are just trying not to show the attachment for some part of the things, and we are molding ourselves to act in a particular way, right, based on these teachings, right? So Lord Burma is saying they are engaged in extensive work and they suffer insomnia at night. Why? Because their intelligence is constantly agitated. I remember one day Rabindranath Prabhu was giving class and he said, what is the first thinking? What is the first thought? When you get up in the morning, what is the first thought that comes in your mind? It's very important. He made a very powerful point. It's very important. When you get up out of the bed, what you are thinking? You are thinking, oh, now let me take shower. Ask wife, hey, did you make breakfast for me? It's already 7 o'clock. I have to eat something and quickly get on my car and go to office. And then writing down to do. I have to do this, 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 I have to do that. Then get to the home. That's one profile of thinking. Another profile is that, oh, I have to do this service. Prabhu wanted me to do this. I have given this responsibility. As soon as you get up, first thing you do is that take shower. After taking shower, go put tilak in your body. Come out, open Lord's deity room. Pay your obeisances. If deities are sleeping, bring them on their altar. Can you make some prasadam? Offer prasadam. Once prasadam is offered, whatever is remnant, you eat. You see these two different profile. So devotee, sometimes you might not be very proud of what I'm doing, but you are doing a lot. Always still. Devotee does a lot. They don't know. But Krishna knows it. Supreme Lord knows it. And they will take care of you. They everything that you are doing for them, they are very grateful for it. You might think that what I did was something simple. I did not, but nothing like it's not this. It's our material thinking. In their thinking, oh, you are doing something. Because you know who am I. You have that faith. A little bit contribution that you do. So we have to mold our life. That's what Lord Burma is saying. That don't get too much caught into material intelligence, because this material intelligence will make you speculate. And what happens is that lot of obstacles, lot of obstacles come in the way. If you are driven by your material obstacles, my dear devotees, you cannot surpass the Bhaya of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lot of obstacles will come. You cannot move. Single step you cannot move. But if you are surrender, my dear Lord, please help. You will see obstacles will start going away. Take that as an example in your life and try to do something. You will see materially, and that's what is happening in the material world. They are finding the solution for TB, then they have cancer coming. At some point, maybe they'll find the cure for cancer, something else will come. Me and my wife, we have multiple health issue. And doctor said that there is no medicine for many things. I said, Karunanidhi, chant, dance, don't worry for this thing. As much as you can do, you serve. Let me serve. Anything, anytime anything can happen, we should be ready. Let's chant and engage ourselves in devotional service. You know, and I find that that's working. It's okay. It's not a problem. I mean, I can do. I'm doing it. I'll try my best to do. Let's focus on Krishna, whatever, how much material intelligence, we can use. So these teachings, I humbly request you, don't go through it very quickly. It's very profound. This will give you the essential understanding, the human form or whatever material form that we have. So Lord Brahma is saying that they are completely frustrated because here is another thing. There is there is some power that is given to us, but there is supernatural power also. Power that is beyond us, below Supreme Lord. Okay? Beyond us. And then that form, sometimes they say Sani Graha is there. So this nakshatra is there. Tsunami is coming. Cold weather is out there. A stormy day is coming. Can you cross over those things? Can you cross over those things? No, you cannot. You cannot. Nobody has ever crossed it. Nobody can cross. So the Brahma says that, if they are driven by their material intelligence, they are dealing with external energy, then they have to deal with the supernatural power beyond. And this is tsunami. Tsunami comes and the entire town is swept away. What happens? Big tsunami, 3 story body of water came. And so Lord Brahma says, but my dear Lord, but your devotee can understand all of this. Why? Because they are always engaged in your devotional service through the process of bona fide hearing, engaging in devotional service. Their heart is becoming clean. They have taken your shelter. You are so merciful upon them. And slowly and slowly you are helping them to become transcendental. So that's what we have to do. Take this process, whatever we can. Don't worry too much how much I'm doing, how much I'm not doing. That's not the process. That's not the point. The point is that you are doing something. And then Lord Brahma says that they will be protected. They are on the path of transcendental. And he talks about devotion, bhakti. Hearing is very important in devotional service. We are right now hearing from each other, talking about Lord Brahma, talking about Supreme Personality of Godhead. This talk is guiding us to go on the path of transcendence. Why? Why? Verse number 12, he says, why devotee has to do that? He says that because you are not very satisfied by the people who are not the devotee. And then he says that there are people who are super powerful, but their power is not completely for your satisfaction. Demigods are uh, pure. Again, the power comes from Krishna. So they have purity up to some extent that they are empowered, but they still have some material goals. So he says you are not so satisfied. He says not so satisfied. You are satisfied with them. Otherwise, how come they have the power? So all the power and opulence that Krishna has given us, for sure he's very happy. He definitely, oh, I'm late. I'll have to, this is the last slide. I'll finish devotees. Thank you. So Krishna definitely has uh, accepted them, but you are very pleased and satisfied with your devotees, but you are not available for your non-devotee. Okay, so I will like to conclude here, and then after this, Lord Brahma is going to talk about himself, and then Lord will talk. I thought that I would be able to finish this chapter, but for sure, next class I can finish. Okay. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. Please read this chapter. Okay. Please read this chapter. Lord, this is very beautiful chapter. Okay. This is a chapter that will give you in a summarized way entire teaching that we follow. Entire teaching. It might be one or two verses, but all the essential thing that we have to learn is right there. So this chapter you should memorize literally from verse to verse, and that becomes your foundation. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams to everybody. Hari bol. Anything anybody has before we adjourn? Satya Prabhu. Did you like the discussion?
Yes, Prabhuji, I like the discussions. It's really deep meaning, Prabhuji. Yeah, very much. I like that, Prabhuji. How Lord Brahma is himself is praying Lord Supreme Personality of Godhead after seeing the personal form, and how fortunate he feels himself and thankful to the Lord. So it's really, really,
He got it, Prabhu. I think he got it. Yes. Very powerful chapter. Okay, thank you. Vanchkalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva sa patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavabhyo namo namo. Anant koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki